Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we take a look at the very new and very improved version of the Thermaltake 280 radiator. This is the TH280 V2 Ultra EX ARGB sync, possibly the longest named AIO that we've ever had on the channel, but this looks like it's a very, very nice unit. Now, I have actually plugged this in already to see what the improvements are, because they have promised a much smoother and much quieter pump. And I'm extremely happy to say that is 100% the case. Even with the pump at full speed, this thing is absolutely silent. So yeah, definitely a thumbs up there. Today's video, we're going to go through, this is just going to be an unboxing, take a look at, see what it is. I'll give you some of my opinions. There will be 3 videos on this particular cooler. So there'll be one, which is the unboxing, which you're watching now. There'll also be an installation video, which we'll be doing in a separate video. And also we will be doing some thermal tests, pitting this up against the Intel 13900K. So let's start off with the packaging. So as you can see, this is a pretty usual Thermaltake packaging. So you can see what it is on the front. Again, the longest name possible, TH280 V2 Ultra EX ARGB sync, AIO liquid cooler. It does support addressable RGB features from various motherboards such as MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock, Asus, etc. and uses a standard 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header. When it comes to the actual display, there is a LCD display in the middle there, rocking a 480 by 480 resolution, and that is powered by a USB plug and uses the Thermaltake TTA RGB, and that uses the Thermaltake RGB software. You can install that if you wish to. If you don't want to, you can just power it from a USB plug and it will just read out the liquid temperature. But if you want all the extra features, or perhaps you want to put some animated GIFs on there, then you do need to install the software. Some of the features of this specific model: these are now equipped with the CT140 EX ARGB sync magnetic daisy chainable fans with exceptional cable management. These incorporate the latest MagForce 2.0 technology, magnetic connection, making it much simpler for wiring and cable management. Also, they've got a new industrial style pump head design featuring the 2.1-inch LCD display, as mentioned earlier. And something which is very cool indeed is basically universal socket compatibility. So this is fine for AMD systems all the way back to AM3, AM2+, FM1, all those kinds of things, if you ever want to use that. But it does support everything, including obviously AM4 and the now so popular AM5 sockets. When it comes to the Intel side of the fence, again, pretty much everything is covered, so you've got no problems there. Again, I'll put a list on the screen so you can see exactly which sockets are supported. The one which is really omitted from this is Threadripper, but I think that is probably a sensible solution because there aren't a great many people that will be using Threadripper on their day-to-day systems. So let's take a look and see what we actually get included in the box. So obviously you're going to get the AIO cooler itself, but let's take a look at some of the accessories and also the fans, because these are pretty special. And like I said, these incorporate the latest MagForce 2.0 technology. So essentially they are daisy chainable, but magnetically. So using the pins and pads on the sides of the actual fans, they link together and will send through the PWM and addressable RGB signals through those connections. So just magnets, hold it all together, so then you have a complete block. This works the same for the 120 versions and also the 140 version, so 2 140s making the 280, and with the 240 and the 360, again, similar things apply. These fans have a RPM range of between 500 and 1800 RPM and a maximum noise of up to 30 dBA. The design of them, I really like this. Again, really nice solid frames, no movement in there whatsoever, and also you've got these nice fan blades which are translucent, so that's going to let the RGB lighting through. You've also got rubberized grommets which are built in on all 4 corners, front and back, and you've got a very nice open design to allow the air to flow through very easily. So these really are the stars of the show, making installation and also performance very, very good indeed. And to make things even easier, of course, because this is a magnetic connection, in order to connect them up into your system, you can use these cables which are included. There's actually 2 included, because you've got 2 fans, although you're only going to need 1 of these, so effectively you've got a spare should you ever break it or something along those lines. So this is really easy to do. All you do is get your magnetic pad and that's it. That is your cable management done. This then terminates into a 4-pin PWM header and also a 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB, and also there is a pass-through connection as well. So if you want to daisy chain more addressable RGB devices, you can do, or use a hub should you want to. If for some reason all of this confuses you a little bit and you're not too sure how it's all done, don't worry, Thermaltake include full detailed instructions on how to put it all together, including full details for Intel and AMD setups, the fans, all that kind of stuff. And also, if you are planning on using the TT-RGB software, also comes with an installation guide on that as well, telling you how to program your LCD screen. So to get connection for the LCD screen actually to your computer, it uses a USB cable, so you will need a USB 2.0 header on your motherboard spare to be able to connect up, and that terminates into a micro USB connection. There's actually two that come off of the header, so if you want to have other addressable RGB devices from Thermaltake, such as the LCD panel, which goes in the Series 500 or the Series 300, 330 and 350 MX, then you can use those and not have to worry about taking up an additional USB 2 header. Next, we can take a look at the actual radiator itself. So this is the 280 version. This is actually available in various different sizes. There's a 240, a 280 that we've got here, also a 360 and a 420 should you have a large enough case to use it. For those of you wondering how deep is the radiator, so this is a slimline one, so this is 25 millimeters, and in terms of the actual length needed to fit it into your case, I'll put those on the screen for you right now. When it comes to the actual tubes, these are really nice again, braided as well to prevent damage and also to make them look a little bit nicer. 440 millimeters in length from the radiator right to the very end there. And then that leads us on to the new and improved pump. Now this new improved pump is fantastic. That is one thing with water cooling which some people don't like, is the kind of the gurgling noises or the noise of the impeller motor in the pump, which can be quite distracting. With this new V2 model, they've actually improved the pump design and also the housing to give it a really, really good noise profile and is basically undetectable even at highest loads. That is somewhat thanks to the PWM connectivity, so 4-pin PWM pump on there. This spins between 1500 and 3300 RPM. On the bottom, we've got a really nice large cold plate, which is going to be absolutely fine for even the larger processors, such as the new Intel LGA 1700 sockets, which are a little bit on the long side, or if you're using AMD, it's fine because it's a really nice big surface area to allow the heat to transfer. And also, as we said, another highlight of this is the LCD screen. So 2.1 inch LCD screen with a resolution of 480 by 480. Again on this, if you don't want to actually have the software on your system, the Thermaltake RGB software, you don't need to. This will still illuminate and show you things like the liquid temperature, which is somewhat critical. But if you do want to take advantage of all the animated GIFs, or to have a readout of your system thermals, such as your CPU temperature, CPU load, RAM temps, GPU temps, and all those kinds of cool things, then you can install the Thermaltake TT RGB software, which we've done a separate standalone video on, so you can see how that all works. Next, we can take a look at the mounting accessories. So there are some which are sort of universal or generic. So this bag here actually has the AMD hooks and also the 4 spring-loaded retention modules for the actual pump head. You've also got a AM4 or AM5 or basically AMD setup. So this is the kind of horseshoe shape. This is for installing on AMD setups. This just slots into the side of the pump housing. Again, we'll show you that in the installation video. If you're on the other side of the fence and you're rocking an Intel processor, then you've got various options. So you've got the horseshoe clip there with the 4 points that slots in the side again, as we said previously. And in terms of backplates, because Intel motherboards don't come with backplates, Thermaltake have included 2. So you've got this one here, which is marked up with LGA 1700. So this will do LGA 1700 and also the as yet unreleased next generation of Intel processors, which I believe is going to be LGA 1851. If you're on a slightly older Intel system, then you've got this bracket here. So this will do LGA 1200 and the LGA 115X and some of the older versions as well. You've also got 2 more bags, so one of which is for the older Intel stuff there. And you've also got this bag here, which is the Intel LGA 115X, the 1200, the 1700, and the 1851. Some other more generic stuff as well. We've got some thermal paste included, so if you want to get started, thermal paste is included, so you can use that. And also there is a bag of screws for mounting the fans to the radiator and also mounting the radiator to your PC case. Now, in terms of pricing for this particular model, at the moment it looks like it's going to be somewhere in the region of about £100 here in the UK. Currently, as a placeholder price on scan.co.uk, it's currently retailing at £109.99, which, if you take into consideration the technology and also the fact you've got the LCD screen on there, I think this is looking to be somewhat of a bargain. And also, for those of you that don't quite have the room for a 360mm radiator, this will give you pretty much on par performance with most 360mm radiators, especially the ones in Thermaltake's own range. But if you want to see how well it does against our Intel 13900K, then stay tuned for more videos and we'll cover that in a future release. So I think that is pretty much it for the Thermaltake TH280 V2 Ultra EX ARGB sink, all in one liquid cooler. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, smash the like button. If you want to see more content of this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe and then the chime notification. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.